You're an adult. Whether you're renting or own property, being a grown-up means you get to design your own abode. So a lot of us are working from home now, and I need an office. And my dream has always been to have a craft room. That's right! That means I'm on to my next evolution, Grandma Liz. As any self-obsessed millennial, I have no education or experience as a professional interior designer. And I feel the need to share my journey. Welcome. Join me for this ride, won't you? Hello there. My name's Lizzie. I am not an interior designer, but I'm a professional artist, and my background is in 3D animation. Since I started my education, I have moved 9 times. All of those times, I have always planned out my space visually. Originally, I started with a piece of paper and just pencil, and then I moved out to little cut papers, and then I would scoot them around. Now it's 14 years later, and I'm planning all my spaces out digitally. Are we interior designers? No! But are we organized? Are we creative? Yeah! Bonus points if you're a digital artist. Instead of using a pen and paper, you can use stuff like Photoshop, Maya, Blender, Unreal, AutoCAD. It's like playing the real life Sims, except it's in your life and you get to reap all the rewards. Let's do this!
Step number 1, assess the situation.
Welcome to Maya. Don't be freaked out. The only reason I'm showing you this right now is because I lost my before footage of the room. What's important is just to pay attention to the physical things here. So I've got the windows here, the outlets on these corners. There's an Ethernet jack right here, and there are 2 doors. That's it, okay? Listen, I'm renting. This will all be renter friendly, which means I'll be sticking with these stupid ass rugs, these stupid ass curtain rods, and this dumbass wall color. I always assess because I like to catch problems before they find me. Because that's what I do!
Step number 2, Planny plan.
For this project, I'm not gonna have one plan. I'm gonna have 2 plans. I'm gonna call the first a Planny plan. It's a plan for my plan. So for my Planny plan, I will be using Notion. Notion is a productivity and note-taking app. I personally like to take all of my notes digitally so that I have access whenever I need them, when I'm running about, when I'm at my computer, whatever. And then I'm not filling notebook upon notebook and wasting a bunch of paper. The point here is just to have a place, digitally or not, to organize your thoughts and lists. You can use Google Docs, you can use Apple Notes, pen and paper, do what you want, okay? I'm just telling you what I use because I use this to basically organize my whole life. But right now, the project that I'm focusing on is Lizzie's craft room and office. So every project I start with will always have a what and a why.
Why?
We are building out an office and craft room to provide motivation, excitement, and inspiration to show up and create. Just a basic overview of this. I will have kind of milestones to the right, and they're just big things to get through in the project. And what's nice about it is as I get through them up here, you'll see that you can see a progress bar, and it's kind of like a video game, and you can see how close you are to finishing. So I will add those milestones eventually. This is definitely seeing ahead. So these are individual tasks, or my literal to-do list. Under my to-do list, I will have a supply list, and that I will slowly build out as all the things that I want to purchase, along with a link to them if I have it, and a running total, so I know if I'm going over my budget or just kind of know what the damage is.
Step number 3, visualization.
Visualization is my visual plan that my Planny plan will help me create. So first, I'm going to measure the entire space so that I can build it in my medium of choice. P.S. Sometimes you do get a floor plan or measurements before you move in. These are great guidelines, but I found they are rarely as accurate as I would like them to be. And when you're trying to squeeze something like between two walls, if it's off by an inch, you're gonna be screwed. So I always like to be safe and measure myself. I will personally be using Maya because it's the 3D program I'm most familiar with from working in animation. But I really want to stress that you can use whatever you have at your disposal. The point is to have a visual representation of the room you're trying to design. Then, instead of scooting things around and around in the actual room, you can figure out beforehand exactly where you want things to go before move-in day, and then even get rid of things that don't make the cut. So to start off, I only have my desk and computer chair that I know I'm sticking in here. So I will put that into place. And that's it. That's all I got in here right now.
Step number 4, gather references.
It's Pinterest time! So, Pinterest is a social media platform where you can save and discover images. You can use something like Google Images, or you can just take pictures as you go through life. But the reason I use Pinterest is because it's fast and it's really smart. It basically, like, as you start to collect things, it will figure out what you like and it will shoot similar ideas for you. So you're able to, like, put together these mood boards super fast, okay? You know, like, pour yourself a glass of wine, smoke a joint, put on some music, and just beep bop boop boop beep. Figma is a web app that I use as like a digital whiteboard. Again, it doesn't matter what you use. You can use an actual whiteboard, our trusty pen and paper, or you can just like collage things around in Photoshop or Procreate. You can also just stare at the Pinterest board you might have just made. The point is to have a place where you can reflect on your references. Reflect. Now I'm in Figma and I pulled in a lot of like my favorite references, and now I'm kind of just like staring at these and trying to understand like what makes this thing a thing. So when I look at it, what I'm seeing is like we've got a lot of like bold colors. We've got lots of plants, a lot of plant like. I'm really digging that. There's like these neon lights, which I feel like is like fun and keeps it like quirky and colorful. And there is like a bit of like rattan to add some like earthiness that really helps with that whole like boho feel. But I'm not really digging like super intricate like wooden pattern kind of things. I actually like these like bigger, flat, bold and chunky details. So I feel like it's more like cartoony, chunky. So like take the time after you've collected the references to actually stare at it and say like, what do all these things have in common?
Exploration!
So now we need to put stuff in here, and I'm not trying to spend like thousands of dollars. So my go-to places are going to be like Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, Nextdoor, like thrift stores, and IKEA and Target. Another tip here, bring your references with you. When you're shopping for things, like actually compare them to your reference and ask yourself like, how would that feel in this room? My partner and I, the first year that we designed a space together, did that method of just like grabbing things that you think would look good in the space. And it just led to like, it didn't look nice, okay? And if you think that you'll just like do better, like, oh, okay, you're so good at this. Like, why are you even watching this video? Shut up. These could be good. And once I find potential items, I will build it in Maya to just make sure that they like fit. And then I'll add these to my Planny plan. And I keep doing this until the room feels good to me.
Color.
Now that I've populated the area way more and I've got some big pieces of furniture, I feel more comfortable starting to think about the color scheme. What's dope about doing this digitally is that you can change colors and move things around quickly. Based off my references, I feel like I'm definitely gravitating towards this teal color here, and I know based off what I started building out that I really want this like light, like craft roomy desk. So I'm going to go to this website, colors.co, and I will start with that like kind of tealish color, lock it, add that light desk color, lock that, and probably I'll just add a white because I know that the walls are white, and I found some chairs on Facebook Marketplace that were white. And then I will just see what it gives me. But I feel like it's kind of missing this like yellow. I like this yellow. It's like a nice creamy yellow. And I like this pink. Okay. Nice. Yeah. And as I look at this, like, I feel like this kind of just matches nicely. Alright. I also chose not to paint the walls or add removable wallpaper because I know that I'm not staying here long. And I don't want to deal with that. That's too much work. Instead, I'll just make my own artwork. Listen, I know most people can't do this, but you know what you can do? I know you follow dope artists on social media. Do they sell prints? Then, you know, maybe buy their stuff, support them, put it on your walls. It's way more personalized, cooler, and less generic than buying artwork at a big brand store.
Step number 7. Do the damn thing. Step 8. Look at it.
And here she is, my sweet, beautiful baby. My command center, my office, my craft room, my studio.
Ooh, yeah.
It's the first time in my life that I really feel like I have my own space.
Let's get deep, baby.
Reflection time. So, I created this room originally because I wanted to have a space that like really inspired me to create. I was stuck in an artistic rut, okay? And I feel like along the way, because I've been documenting this and like sharing my process, it's made me way more deliberate about the choices I'm making. And like, sure, you can design a space to look impressive for other people, like the tiny fraction of the time that they're gonna see it. But at the end of the day, this is my office. This is like my room in this home. So it's more important that I make it a place that I like, not other people like. And I do like it. You know, this might be way too much for other people. But for me, in this point in my life, I really love it. It is a safe space for me. Having cptsd, I traditionally haven't felt safe like in physical spaces, including my own home. And it's tended to like make me just go along with others' opinions instead of listening to my own. And this room, like when I look around it and stuff, it's proof that I've made decisions in here for no one else but myself. And I hope that by like watching this process, you can take a lot of those lessons and apply it to your own space. You know, like think about what brings you joy and bring it to your space. Like be deliberate about it, because you don't have to be an interior designer to design your space. You know yourself better, or maybe you're trying to get to know yourself a little bit better. And in that case, I would encourage you to, you know, do some planning, do some organizing, try some new things. Thank you so much for watching all of this. Really appreciate it, and I hope this was helpful. And until next time, peace out, poopies.